Molding picks up the kill and the first. Molding gets taken down.
So no flash away, ace in the hole. At wala na si Ase.
A bit too low and kill rate. That would be a third.
No time to talk. This is the final one, and I'm just saying I'm not playing. Take a walk. No time to talk. You've got a long way ahead. You better hear what I say and take a walk.
Good afternoon, everyone, and we welcome you back to the Low Collegiate League Garena, sponsored by Lenovo Challenge What You Know. I am Volkan, and with me is Uwomi. We will be your shoutcasters for the second game of today's match.
And now yung laban natin as of now.
We saw what happened in the first game, and what was your opinion on that, Uwomi?
The last game was really just a stomp by PUP. I mean, they removed the win condition from ADU. ADU, their win condition was to win early on, but then again, a mistake sa early phase of the game, sa top lane, namatay yung dalawa sa PUP, ay sa ADU rather, and that ruined the win condition for ADU. And from there on, it's just snowball and win. Kasi mid to late game yung composition ng PUP. Meanwhile sa ADU, the early got wrecked. So that was just it for that game.
So it's more on how you participate the win conditions. And looking at the schedule, we see next up would be the match between National University, NU, versus UCC, University of Caloocan City. So I'm kind of familiar with the names of somehow the players from NU, but for UCC, when I heard UCC, I thought it was University of Cordilleras. But then again, when I found out it was UCC of Caloocan City, it kind of made me wonder, what can they offer in the LCL?
I mean, last season was UCC UCC was inside the LCL last
But that was
season.
not Caloocan City, that was the Cordilleras.
That was Cordilleras.
Yes.
So that yung confusion sa'yo. So as of now, Rage Esports, this is Rage Esports for NU. I mean, early on, I was on the forums, I read about Rage Esports, it was just forming. So I guess they built an LCL team. Before, they were trying to get PGS pero personally, having to scrim against Rage Esports as a player of USD, I think Rage Esports is a pretty solid team in terms of synchronization. Not so much in individual talent, but their overall synchronization as a team, they move as one hand, not 5 small fingers.
Well, for UCC, what can you see for them? Because this time, I mean, if you're talking about NU, which is Rage Esports, right?
Yeah, it's Rage Esports.
So this is something that you saw familiar with. This is used to be somehow a team who was trying for the PGS, but now an LCL team. That's interesting to know, but for UCC, this is just completely students, as I read their profiles. Mostly like, let's try LCL. But now, if you look at this matchup, this puts UCC as somehow the underdogs compared to Rage Esports, who was trying for the PGS slots.
And now if we look at the pick and ban phase, we get the ban from UCC to that Kog'Maw and Ezreal. I'm not quite sure kung bakit binan yung Ezreal, but then a Kog'Maw is a standard ban, especially when NU picked that Janna. Janna giving that protection early on sa lane. If a Kog'Maw gets fed with that Ginsu Rageblade or Bork, I can spell trouble.
I remember one game I saw where the Kog'Maw actually rushed the Rage Blade, and after the Kog'Maw finished the Rage Blade, the bot lane just got completely useless. So standard bans for UCC, they do not want to deal with Kog'Maw so far, but for NU, pretty meta ban so far. I would say Syndra is one of the most picked mid laners all throughout, even in somehow I do see it a lot in competitive internationally. So for Rage Esports to actually remove it from UCC is interesting.
And I think yung bans ng NU is just standard, powerful bans, except for the Z. I think the Z is just a
how you handle it,
ban.
right?
I mean, you can handle it, especially you have Lulu and Gragas. So especially you have Janna and Sejuani rather, who has tankiness and protection. So siguro pinili lang nilang i-ban si Z kasi they're opting for that Vel'Koz, who has 0 mobility in lane.
But you don't need mobility when you deal so much damage with that Death Ray. But now, for UCC, they will be finalizing their picks. It would be Top Trundle. Not every day you see a top Trundle, but thanks to the recent changes, you can now actually chomp
Again.
the towers. So, NU might go
Yes.
for.
Okay.
But for NU, they are going for more of a siege or tower pushing composition with a Tristana and Trundle pickup. Quite powerful.
Yeah, but kung pag-uusapan natin yung Trundle pick, I guess the pick sa Trundle, ang kinuha niya dyan talaga is the ultimate. Kasi if you look at the composition of UCC, they have a Gragas, they have a Maokai. You know the comment in the Legends Never Die video, Maokai never die? Well, if Maokai gets his items early on, especially yung mga
Regis
Glory,
Abyssal Mass.
yeah, it'll be hard for Tristana to kite. So, if ever nga na they're just handling the situation very well with the Trundle. Kasi pag na ultimate na si Maokai, he becomes a squishy for 8 seconds, and a squishy Maokai is a useless Maokai.
Well, we're gonna be seeing again the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Michelangelo, Raphael, Splinter, Leonardo, and Donatello. The names that really stuck through me throughout the 2016 term of the LCL, where they really performed well. They even made it towards, I would say, almost at the playoffs. They were there, but they did not quite make it. But this time, I would say that they are not really playing in a way that they are complete underdogs. But if you compare it to a team who constantly tried to go for the PGS, it's a different story.
Yeah, it's a different story because you get a lot of exposure and experience there pagka trinay mo talaga mag-PGS. And baka dun nga nila nakuha yung synchronization yan na sinasabi ko sa inyo. And if we look at the compositions as of now, I'm giving it to UCC actually, even if the Trundle pick was really nice. Kasi Trundle can only ult one of the tanks in UCC. And Maokai and Gragas can give Oriana the proper setup for a wombo combo. And again, looking back at Worlds, a lot of wombo combos happening there. And I mean, if you look at UCC's comp right now, talaga, they can clear out NU with one great engage.
I would say it's more on the lockdown that UCC has, so that you remove the mobility of the Tristana. But let's see what happens, because as you said, the Trundle pickup was really smart and clever to at least delete or weaken the tanks, especially Maokai. I also have a bad experience with Maokais at the top lane. You cannot kill a Maokai for some reason. I cannot. I always die. It's like it out-sustains you, out-damages you for some reason.
Even if you build stamp.
Even if you build...
He builds like 2 Ruby Crystals and still out-damages you as a carry top laner.
Even if it starts Doran's Shield or Corrupting Potion, he will still kill you for some reason.
Yeah, Maokai is just a really strong pick in the current meta, but so is Janna. Just a really questionable pick for Vel'Koz though. Since Vel'Koz has no mobility, we have a Gragas, we have an Oriana, and a Maokai. He might get targeted early on in this part of the game. Especially, I mean, it's possible UCC might cheese mid lane with early gank as well from Twitch, because Twitch can roam. Let's not remove that. With that invisibility, you can go mid lane and just snowball Oriana early on.
I mean, we might expect like the ball might be on Twitch. He'll just be camouflage, flash in, but that's more of a...
That's more of a
That's like not moving as one hand, but moving as one finger or whatever.
Or one overly
like
large thumb.
you know, kind of like 4 fingers, try to make it work. But let's see how it will work out into the Rift, because this is going to be interesting, because this is a matter of NU's way of saying we can out-damage you. But for UCC's point of view, it's going to be we can out-sustain you.
Yeah, and if you look at the compositions, parehas in a sense, generally, parehas silang hyper carry compositions. Na yung isa na Tristana, yung isa Twitch. But then again, damage-wise, mas maraming damage sa NU, given na Vel'Koz yung mid nila, and may Trundle sila. And sa side naman ng UCC, they have Gragas, which is a great disengage, and also, pwede nilang patasikin si Vel'Koz pabalik. And kung malapit si Vel'Koz sa kalaban, that's free calamares.
So once again, to the supporters, to your favorite schools, teams out there, who do you think is going to win this match? You should see, make sure you catch on and share to your, let's see, supportive friends, because as far as I know, when you enter the LCL, you get a lot of fanboys. Like your friends sometimes teach you, say,
Uy, players
siya, iba na, popular, ganon. So that's something that you can that's the fun part of LCL, where you get to build a community around it, and that's how players can engage more. And if you lose, there's always next split. Then you build up a history.
Yeah, and by history...
And by salt. You also build up salt.
I mean, by history, if you play in LCL for a long time, you will see a lot of people, experience more of the game, and actually just feel the competitiveness. And you don't have to be a professional gamer to experience it. You can be pseudo-pro like LCL just to experience the competitiveness of the game. And just so you know, na parang ang pinagkaiba ng competitive sa solo queue is just really high. Kasi yung feeling of winning after a competitive game is just really surreal. Especially for that championship.
Of course, this LCL format, this is the point where we will be crowning 6 champions, not just one. We have removed the inter-conference series, making it shorter, more competitive, rank requirement is higher. But if you want more information on that, make sure you check out the Facebook page of Garena LOL Collegiate League. It's on the Facebook page right there. We also have really cute tidbits there, like being in a team is something like this, like losing. It's all about good vibes, good sportsmanship. It's like, hey, you lost the game. Don't just stay there. Go improve.
And talking about cute Facebook pages, I think you have a Facebook page as well, and you do giveaways, right? Like the giveaway for that Rampage ticket,
You don't need to know that. And go on. So all of So make sure you check out the Facebook page of Garena LOL Collegiate. Of course, you can also check out my Facebook page, but I don't really post anything there. But just once, I just posted there once. But now you're making me sweat. Right now, I'm sweating.
We will sweat at the current game as well because mukhang intense yung game na mangyayari. Knowing na hyper carry comps parehas, there will be a lot of team fight actions in general, I think. Pero sa lanes as of now, I think it will be a little more of a macro game, not as micro as the past game.
Yeah, they're just gonna go for turrets now with the Thunder. But for UCC, I think they have to go for
the team fights.
Like more on team fights. They have to win through team fights.
Saka they have the tools naman to engage with the Gragas and the Maokai. But then again, we have a Sejuani and a Jana towards side ng Rage Esports. So I guess not just the Trundle pick, but also the Jana pick was really smart. So in terms of pickings kanina, I'm still going for UCC. Kasi nga, UCC as of now just have a lot of combo potential.
And we always see the Twitch for UCC, the almost famous Twitch that we always see at all points of the game. And that's something that NU has to match up. And UCC, of course, I did confuse them with UC, University of Manila. But for UCC, they do have the potential. They really outperformed. When they make a composition that really complements each other.
Yeah.
Let's say like Rage Esports, as you said, they have lots of experience with PG, trying for the PGS. They work as a one hand, but for UCC, sometimes they work together by just with 3 fingers or 2 fingers, but it's the adaptability that I saw in the previous split.
Yeah, and looking at yun nga, sa composition nila and sa experience nila as players, if the past split really proved that they have the synchronization, then I guess this will be a battle of macro, not just micro.
Oh yeah,
and more in macro.
They did lack in the macro-wise for UCC because they do really well in the laning phase, but when it comes to objective contesting, they do choke. But when they choke, they at least make it up for the lead they had on the Twitch. The Twitch will always be the hyper carry, but now we're gonna be seeing the 2 hyper carries. Who will be the winner? Will it be the Tristana or the Twitch?
But talking about that choking potential from UCC, maybe they fixed it right now, and maybe sa preseason before yung start ng LCL right now, baka inayos na nila yung problema na yun, and if they actually did, it might translate for a win.
Maybe they might make it to the. Maybe they might be the new champions for their respective conference, but I guess due to some technical difficulties that we are facing right now, we have some announcements to make. Since I would say, due to the technical difficulties, we are going to be experiencing some delay, but we'd like to take this moment to thank our sponsors, especially Lenovo, Challenge What You Know, and Gamers. That's the loading side. I think you've seen their video.
Lenovo?
Oh no, the gamers. If you don't have any RP, you could always load up, and it's like easy loading service.
But I've seen the video for Lenovo though. They gave away laptops for the champions of LCL last split. I'm really jealous.
It's okay.
But
It's okay.
yeah, 5 laptops for each players of UPD. I mean, that's a really nice price. That's
Yeah.
an extra price for them.
And the bag was really good too.
The bag was good too. Okay, you're just making me feel bad right now.
Well, if you want to experience what it feels like to be a champion, you can actually watch the video again and picture yourself. That's me. That's me. That's me holding the bag. Or you could just go out there and buy yourself the Lenovo laptop gaming series.
And feel like a champion.
And
as
feel
well.
like a champion. Different plays better. But let's see. I actually want to see one of the videos of our sponsors, Lenovo. I think we'll be going to clip on that.
Yeah.
So here's actually going to be, we'll be showing you what we're talking about, what Lenovo has to offer, their new line of products and gaming gears.
Not enough Garena shells to buy the latest League of Legends skin? On sale now? Get shells anytime, anywhere with your Globe or Touch mobile number. Go to gamer.com.ph and sign up with your mobile number and enter the verification code you will receive via SMS. Log in and choose the game and pin you want. Check out to purchase the pin with your load or through your postpaid account and receive the pin on your phone instantly. Never miss a sale on your favorite League of Legends skins and champions with Gamer.